What's going on, Battlefielders? Today we have some Battlefield 4 gameplay in the background. It's actually a really good one, and for a guy that was pretty much always a sniper, it felt good to be on Ingy, and obviously it was just a great thing. I'm going to talk about my wish list for Battlefield 6. Now, we know Battlefield 6 is going to have kind of a make-or-break situation for a lot of people. It's my favorite franchise, right? But a lot of people have been let down with the previous two installations, which is completely understandable. They haven't been able to adapt and keep up with the curve and what everybody else is putting in. And they really need to be able to do that, especially seeing as how they're a little bit limited, because where most games have a lot of content pumping out throughout, the course of a year or two, or even fresh installations every year and sequels, the Battlefield franchise always has one every 2 to 3 years, and they really got to make sure it stays relevant after launch and keeps the game alive. So I'm going to talk about what I think this game needs to survive year after year, and how I think it can really breathe air and refresh all of us out there. So number one on the list, I want to see crossplay. Now, crossplay is becoming more of a staple, a standard inside the gaming industry, and to be fair, it just does nothing but help the numbers. A lot of people could be on the fence. I know some platforms like PC, for example, can start to dwindle, the numbers drop down, but there's so many more consoles inside every living room that keeping all of us united is a great way to not only keep, games alive, but more people to play with, more friendships to develop, and I think that's a great and healthy thing. I don't know how easy it's going to be for this game, but I would absolutely love to see this happen so I can hang out with more and more of my friends, and it'll keep the game pretty well occupied and servers full for years to come. Moving over to number two, I would like to see a season pass or some sort of skin system. Now, I know a lot of you guys, and hear me out, because I know the old school Battlefield elitists, you're going to be like, what? We don't want microtrans. I don't care. Put them in the game. If that means we're going to keep updated things, it means we got things to pursue, things to aim for, besides setting our own personal goals of getting so many kills or something, I welcome it. I think, like I said, Battlefield, because of the development cycle of 2 to 3 years, they've always been behind. So when microtransactions first started coming out in Call of Duty and other competitors, Battlefield was in the middle of a lull. And by the time they did start doing things, they came out with some half-assed battle pack idea and power shortcuts. It really didn't quite hit the mark, not to mention that they go for authenticity, even though this game isn't necessarily extremely accurate. And they can't go crazy with cosmetics, and cosmetics are a big popular thing. And if that breathes things for us to pursue, or you can put in seasonal passes, I will pay money for a unicorn paint job across my gun. I don't care if they didn't have unicorn paint jobs in World War I. Let me have my unicorn paint job. I'll pay money for it. We have to draw the line somewhere. It is a video game. I know people want realism, but let's be serious, y'all. We can't just run around with a syringe and bring people back to life. There's only so far you can go with realism. So I think that would not only be an absolutely wonderful thing, but that means up-to-date content. Season passes mean every few months we're going to get more content, more things to aim for, and a reason to come back and play if you happen to be maybe burnt out or on a break. And again, like I said, that 2-year cycle is rough. Something like a seasonal pass would be massive for a franchise like this. That would be exactly what this game needs to bring in and retain the player base. Number three, I would love to see either one of these two options, a Battle Royale or a competitive playlist / ranked playlist. And I want to explain this real quick. I know not a lot of people are fans of Battle Royales, and a lot of people are like, yo, why does Halo need a Battle Royale? Why does Call of Duty need a Battle Royale? Basically, it's bringing in and importing a player base. There's a lot of people out there that love Battle Royales. You may not, and that's cool. That's completely cool. But stop thinking of it from your own personal standpoint and think about how it benefits the player base. So if they can somehow bring and introduce millions of new people and put eyes on this franchise by just simply adding in a Battle Royale, that is going to do wonders for the numbers. People are going to fall in love with the franchise just like you, just like I did. And then they're going to be able to go into the multiplayer as well. So again, it's just going to bring in more numbers, more activity, more servers, and it's going to be a wonderful thing for everybody. So you don't have to play it, right? But its existence will help the game, period. And that's why I was always a fan of, if not that, maybe a ranked playlist. Bring back the small game experience. The close quarter just thrives in this, and I would absolutely love to see some sort of squad rush or something. They've done a great job, and even though it is a small niche community, the competitive Battlefield community does a really great job at keeping these events relevant even up to today. And I think they do a phenomenal job at it, and I would like to do that. So you either bring in a player base and find some sort of seriousness behind the game, because though many Battlefielders take the game serious and want to play the objective, at the end of the day, it's still kind of a casual experience, and until they want to somehow infuse it with a battle royale or a ranked playlist or some sort of competitive edge, there's not really any way to scale and push that outside of just player intervention and just trying to put something together ourselves. I'd like it to be done professionally on their end. Number 4 on my list, I would really like to see an overhaul to the clan accolades and leaderboard system. I'd like to see an actual clan leaderboard and integration. There were rumors a long time ago back when Battle Log was a thing, and they were talking about how they would like to have a ranked system and leaderboards, and I just love accolades. I love seeing the ribbons and stuff, and I think they do a great job at it, but I feel like they can kind of revamp it, make it go further, and make you feel like you get more involved in the game. And I think this would be something that would be really refreshing to me personally. This is not something that we must have. It's not going to be as valuable as importing new player base and trying to attract new players. But I think from a long-term veteran, when I get into lulls or I don't have anything to necessarily chase or something, I set my own personal goals of getting this many ribbons or getting this many kills with a gun, 1,000 kills with every gun. And I would just like to have other things to, I guess, show off. And I think a clan leaderboard or an individual leaderboard and just a robust system like that to have things for us to collect and aim for is always a very healthy thing. And I would like to see that. Obviously, again, low on the priority list, but if that happened, I'd be happy. Last up on my top 5 list, and yes, we do have a 6th one that I want to throw into the mix, anti-cheat. Now, this has been something that has plagued Battlefield for a long time, and seeing as how people can just keep running into your lobbies, ruining. It's rough, too, because normally in most games, if the hacker's in your lobby, that's, what, 6 people, 10 people? Their game gets ruined, 12 people? But when you're talking 64-man, potentially up to 100-man servers, you know, one guy can ruin that, especially seeing as how something like a Battle Royale is possible. If any of these things that I mentioned in this game, a rank system or Battle Royale is implemented in this game, they need to have a better and up-to-date anti-cheat. What we've had so far just doesn't cut it. The amount of cheaters that I've encountered, or... I mean, I'm frustrated as a PC gamer. I know this doesn't affect everybody, but we've seen it day in and day out. We've seen Warzone struggle with it. We've seen Destiny struggle with it. And I'm not going to sit here and be surprised if Battlefield is obviously restricted to it. But hopefully they can get that in control and it can really separate themselves, especially if they're bringing in competitive playlists. Kind of the honorary mention here, and this is just a personal thing. I want to make sure that anti-infantry, anti-tank from infantry feels good. The last one, the Battlefield 5, Battlefield 4, I felt like I did absolutely nothing. I was just tickling the tanks, man. It just did nothing. It was foreplay, right? I felt like I could not solo tanks without the right opportunity together. And I know you're like, what do you mean? You shouldn't be able to solo tanks. I'm talking Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. I want me and a buddy to be able to sync up our RPGs and take them out. They respawn quickly enough. Bring back the team orientation. Bring back engineers that need to repair. Have a buddy with you when you roll out, because you can dominate with that. The self-repair stuff, I want it to go. I want teamwork to matter. Back then, a really well-placed recon and, you know, spawn beacon was a great thing. A good medic was a great thing. Team play mattered, and obviously team synergy mattered. And I would love to see that return, because I don't feel like we've had that since Battlefield 4. Full transparency, we haven't had that. So I would love to see that happen, and I would love to feel like armor isn't completely an impossible task. I don't want to feel like I need 4 dudes with, you know, anti-tank grenades and some C4 and some RPGs to kill 1 tank. It's just crazy. When there's 4 of them out there on the horizon, I want to make sure that we can get it taken care of. And I think they had it perfect with Battlefield 4, personally. I felt like I was strong against helicopters, I was strong against tanks, and I felt like with 1 other person or 2 other people synergizing, we could take on an armor as just a fleshy boy. And I love that. So it's, again, a little thing, and I think that's going to add health to it. So that is my wish list, guys. Feel free to continue watching the video. Enjoy the gameplay in the background. It was a chaotic game. There were a lot of takedowns and RPGs involved. And as I just said, I'd love to see that to return. I want to feel like I have a fighting chance against the armor, and I just feel like they haven't captured that or done that right in the last 2 installments with 5 and 1. So thank you guys for the love. Subscribe if you're new here. I got a lot of Battlefield 6 content coming down the pipeline. Everything I can throw at you guys. The aggressive recon, all that stuff's going to be back. So you guys know that I love and appreciate you. Thanks for all the love and support over these years. And I will catch you with another video soon. I'm probably going to come through talking a little bit more about why I think Battle Royales and so on and so forth are going to be healthy for the franchise. And try to get a little bit more clarification on some of the things that I've said in this video. So thanks again, guys. Enjoy your evening. Appreciate you being here.